I watched this kid who I believe is the highlight of the night turn in a star level performance. His energy, his delivery, his material, the way he looked was just amazing. And I'm so excited. I'm a champion for stand-up comedy, and I would love, my first thought is I would love this guy to go to the finals, and I think he deserves it. And I think he was the highlight of the night. That's my choice.
I mean, I definitely have my fingers and my toes crossed that Lily will make it to the finale. My close second is metaphysics. I love metaphysics. I mean, yes, do I love Yannick? Yes, of course I love him, but we can only pick two, so I would pick metaphysics and Lily.
I don't know that they have anything that they could have done differently. And listen, I guess that was a knee-jerk reaction because I had not seen them there. I didn't see the audition. I had COVID. And, I'm sitting here watching the show where, listen, all kidding aside, there was a lot of dips and hills today, ups and downs, and people rose to the occasion. Some people were crushed under the pressure. But then when I watched them, they're really good. They're adorable. They're kind of dressed. And it seemed like, as I said, a high school, I got out of math class, so we're going to go see the choir or the a cappella group from middle school perform. And that's what it looked like. And it didn't look like anything to me that was worth $1 million, even worth being in $1 million contest. I mean, I don't know that compares to anything that we have been seeing. So that the knee-jerk reaction is like, what are you guys thinking? Meaning my other three co-judges, why are they even here? I don't understand. So that was just my little misunderstanding of a level of talent that I think this stage deserves.
I kind of try to always say what I don't like without being too harsh on people. Like, I was not the biggest fan of the death metal, for example. I think it's fun. And I definitely think that she's like, you can't look away. But do I personally love this? No.
I don't know that I would have buzzed them maybe if this was the first live show, but being the fourth live show and seeing what has made it through and what has been cut, that how many acts that have been cut are so much better than this. So as we get closer and closer to the end, it just, you have to, it's not harder, but you have to judge harder.
So I feel like our comedian was really good today. I thought that everything, every joke he nailed it, I thought. But also here, our metaphysics, I don't even know what kind of category they would go into. It's like a whole new category, but what an amazing category it is. I love what they do. It's just mind blowing to me. It's kind of like that face swap app, but it's like live happening right there in front of you. And then on top of it, they sing so beautifully. That's why I was like, hey, let's not forget about actually the singers because they were amazing. Everyone's just banging on about how amazing the technology is, but how amazing did they?
Let's go back to Mikey Winfield. If you look in his package, he said, look at all the comedians that have come before me. And they showed, all the comedians have been cut. So that would be added pressure, and what happened to him? He rose and blew the roof off the place. Whereas I would imagine that pressure for some other people and other acts, way too much.
See, I always feel like what is great about AGT that it is a variety show and there is so many different acts and there's so many different people watching the show. And I feel like there is something there for everyone. So whilst maybe, someone didn't like the tap dancing guy, I feel like there's a lot of people at home that loved him. So it always depends on what kind of passion you have. And then you see someone who you resonate with and that's the one you love and vote for. So, maybe we all also, and we represent so many of the people at home, what my belief is on the act, is not what everyone's belief is on the panel, but same way at home.
So I watched, she was so good and just, got voted out by the skin of her teeth. I don't think that he rose to what she did. She got cut and he's here on the stage doing something as far as material wise, not as good, not as original. I have seen remote control puppetry before. We've had it on the show. We actually had a winner do something like that where the puppet was my face mask. So what I'm saying is, the voices were not as intelligibly different from the puppets to him. So I just thought what she did last, and that's what I was doing. That was in my head. I was sitting there last week thinking, oh my God, this young lady could be in the finals. And if she got into the finals, there is a possibility she could win. Compared to that, that's not what I saw here. The litmus test in this business, it's how do you, when you get knocked down, how do you stand back up under pressure? How do you perform? How do you perform in the worst situations? And that kind of separates the big boys from the rest of the pack.